Hi there, my name is Diane, but you can just call me D. For today's video, I thought it would be really cool to compare and contrast UK versus US covers of 10 books that I have found. I've seen this video idea in a lot of channels. I always really enjoyed watching those, so I wanted to recreate one for my own channel. Most of those titles I haven't read, and a few I have. I have to say that generally, from what I've seen and from my own personal tastes, usually the UK covers look better than the US covers to me. We'll see how this goes for this one. So the first one is The Winter's Orbit by Everina Maxwell. What I'm seeing is that the title on the UK cover is a green. It's a nice pale green. I like the color, but I just don't like the font of the title compared to the US cover. I really like the bolder, I guess a bit smaller font, and also this purple to blue to pink kind of gradient I really like in the US cover. It's quite similar, but I do like the background of the UK cover. For the orbit, I don't really like how the eye touches the moon. I don't like that. But the US cover to me has better fonts, better placing. The only thing in the US that I don't really necessarily like is the two figures. It's a bit cheesy, but given that this is supposed to be a romance sci-fi, it does make sense, and it actually gives you more of an idea what that book is about than the other one. So I would have to go with the US covers. The next one is Hummingbird Salamander by Jeff Vandermeer. I think for me here it's a clear winner that the US cover looks better. I just do not like that really fuchsia color in the UK cover. I imagine that the title and the name is supposed to be gold foil, so that would be pretty. But I don't like how simplistic it is. It almost looks like someone did it on MS Paint or something. Like, it's so simple, but not in a well done way. And the picture of the hummingbird is not as good as the one that's on the US cover. I really like the colors that the hummingbird has on that cover, like the pink and the green. It's really pretty. Whereas the UK cover, I don't know, I just don't like the posture of the bird there. I would prefer the US cover to have a title that's more in your face, maybe like a pinkish title to reflect the wings and the tail of the bird. But I like the background, I like the font, I think it's fun. I like the background and stuff compared to the UK one. Yeah, it's a clear winner to me. Alright, the next one is The Library of the Dead by T.L. Uchu. And so here, once again, when I look at both of those, I can see that the US cover grabs my attention way sooner, like the yellow and the blue in the background, it really pops up compared to the UK cover, where honestly I would not necessarily know what this is about. I wouldn't even know if it's a fiction or a non-fiction. There's like a map behind it. I don't really like the green blue tint. I don't like how the green blue tint is reflected in the buildings at the bottom, because this is clearly a picture, so it's kind of like weird to have this sort of hue on the picture. I also don't like the font. Like, the font on the US cover is so much fun. The background in the US cover almost feels like it's raining and it's dark and there's maybe like a storm, there's lightning, so it just looks very atmospheric, and so I would definitely go with that cover. Alright, the next one is Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Honestly, the US cover is not bad. I do like the two colors. I do like also the font. I think it's grabbing. For the UK cover, I like the font less in the UK cover, but I do prefer the background of it. I really enjoy that gradient of colors, the wave that's smashing. It's really cool. The colors are even like more summery to me, and I can even feel like there's a sort of a sunset. It looks really nice. You can really tell for either of those covers that this is contemporary. So even though I don't dislike the US cover at all, I prefer the UK cover in this one. So this is the first win for the UK cover. Yay! Although I really hate that there is a sticker on there, like, can you not? I don't know if it's an actual sticker and you can remove it, or if it's not, but if it is not an actual sticker, then that's just like, why would you do that? Alright, the next one is Lakesedge by Lyndall Clipston, and both of those covers do give me a gothic feel, especially on the US cover. I think the US cover is beautiful. The red of her hair that matches the stairs, that matches the roses. To me, that's so intriguing. There's someone waiting at the top of the stairs. There are candles lit. It looks so beautiful, and I really like the writing of the title too. The UK cover, I like it less because the face looks a bit too real to me, and I usually don't like real people on the covers. So even though it's interesting and I like the flowers around, I like the color scheme less. I just don't like how real the face looks. I also don't really like the font that they used. I would see this and I would feel, oh, maybe this is more like a dark romance or something like that. Whereas the other one, I would feel like this is something potentially like gothic romance mixed with horror or something like that, which I think it might be. The next one is Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim, and this is really hard to decide because I think both covers are amazing. Like, they're beautiful. I really like how the US cover, once again, like the title is captivating, the red is popping, it reminds you of the crones. Given this cover, I don't know if I would guess what the book is about. The UK cover, I find the pastel colors amazing. Like, that palette of colors is beautiful. I would think this is a more fantastical read than the US cover. The US cover, maybe I would think maybe it could be historical fiction. I really don't know which one I would go with because they both look beautiful. Probably the UK cover, just because I think it's kind of weird, but I think it would have a longer shelf life. So yeah. And I really like the colors. This is an Asian retelling, and I think you can tell better that it's Asian inspired fantasy than the other one, where I think maybe the other one almost looks like she's ready to fight. Alright, the next one is These Hollow Vows by Lexi Ryan, and this is really hard for me because I dislike both of those covers. I would not want any of those covers on my shelves. So the US cover tells me more about the story. Clearly, I can see that this is there's gonna be a love triangle between those three. This is Faye because of the ears of the two boys, and the woman could be wanting to murder one of them. I don't know. For the one in the UK, I like the book, I like the dagger. I just don't like the color. I don't think it's grabbing me. I don't like this weird blue hue of the leaves. I think it looks clearly modified. I think maybe if they had made the mirror a little bit more silver, it would have popped up more. I don't know. I don't like any of the fonts that they used in either of those covers. I don't know. I don't even want to choose one. But if I had to, I might go with the US cover. But just given that there are people on the cover, I think if I absolutely love this book and wanted one on my shelves, then I think I would go with the UK cover. Alright, the next one is Malice, which is one of my anticipated releases. I am actually really surprised that the UK cover did that, whatever that is. To me, the UK cover looks very much so like sort of a musical poster. I mean, this seems to be a real person, so it just looks too real. I don't even like the Malice title. I don't like that the Once Upon a Time and There Was a Villain are separated like this, and I don't like the greenish color. I don't understand why they made it green. I don't like the placement. I don't know. I just don't like anything about that cover for a book. I think for a poster it's cool, but for a book, no. The US cover looks so much better in my opinion. I really like that drawing of the two hands holding the rose and the thorns looping around the hands. I'm not sure what's happening with the cuffs. I don't know about that. I'm just gonna let it go. I do enjoy the font that they use for the title, although I think it might be a little bit too much, but I see what they're going for, because this is a retelling of a fairy tale, so I think they were trying to make it look like a fairy tale font. I don't know. To me, the US cover works way better than the UK here. Alright, the next one is For Your Own Good by Samantha Dunning. I just didn't understand why the UK went this way, because I thought this was about a male protagonist. So I was very confused, but on the corner of the cover, I can see the cover of the author's previous book. So it makes sense they went the continuity route rather than its own cover. But when I look at it, I feel like it is a domestic thriller, but it's actually, from what I know, like a sort of dark academia thriller. I also don't like the color that she's hiding behind. I don't know if it's the quality of the image that I have. Half of her forehead is green blue and then the rest of her face is not, so I'm not sure what happened there. I really don't care for the font of the title. The US cover is so much more fun to me. I really like that there is a fancy painting and that it looks like someone has disfigured it by writing over it. And yeah, I like that beam of light that is around the portrait, and it's more intriguing to me. I like that they kept the colors simple. You've got some green reminding you of the background of the portrait. I like it. The atmosphere, the wallpaper is fancy. I don't know, to me it fits so much better. So I would go with the US cover. And the last one, and probably the one I'm the most upset about, because I can't tell that I'm upset about any of them, but this one I am upset about that, because I have read the first book in this duology, and then they decided to go a completely different way for the second book with the cover design. So let me show you what the first book looked like, and now what the second book looks like for the UK and the US. The UK kept this continuity of fonts, of drawing, of atmosphere, of the background, the colors. It just kept that, and it's beautiful. But then the US cover went and did that. I was so confused. First of all, the font of the title is completely different. To me, it almost looked like a 1920s font, so it just didn't fit whatsoever. I don't hate the drawing, it's pretty, but I'm just confused. Like, it's not in itself, it's not an ugly cover. I'm just confused to what they would do that, because the first cover was so beautiful and the UK cover for the second one is beautiful. Like, they didn't need to do another cover. Like, it was perfect. I also, when I looked at the US cover, I also felt like they were going for a trend, and this cover, I don't know if I'm the only one, but it reminded me a lot for some reason of the Poppy War. It could be because they were like a black and white type of smoky atmosphere, and then here and there there's a little bit of color, so maybe that's why, I don't know, but it just didn't do it for me. So for sure the UK cover wins here. Alright, so all in all, I'm surprised. I think I enjoyed more US covers than UK covers, which I didn't think was going to happen, so that's fun. Let me know down below which covers you preferred, and do you usually tend to prefer a US or a UK cover, or maybe from another country? Do you usually pay attention to the cover, or you don't really care what they look like? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I'm planning on doing maybe another round of those because I thought that was pretty fun. So if you want to see more, make sure you subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye!